Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday. It is Wednesday morning, the 16th day of November 2022. I hope you're healthy and safe today and that your family's also healthy and safe and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, as well as the first responders whose job every day is saving lives. Blessing also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets, sidewalks, and parks clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience of food, water, mail, and other things. Blessings also upon those who are trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the victims who are the teenagers and children and victims of child molestation and pedophilia. The victims also of pornography, child pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, and sex slavery, and double curses on the perpetrators, the perverts, and the profiteers who traffic in this flesh and human misery. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and children on the streets of the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. There was a basketball game last night in Salt Lake City, Utah, and as expected, as I felt the Knicks would come back and perform well, and I felt that there was a good chance that they would win this game, and they did. It was so satisfying on so many levels. Let's just get right into it. First of all, the Knicks had 6 players in double figures. They had 26 assists. They had 13 offensive rebounds. They shot 34% from three, 76% from the line, but they only had 12 turnovers for the whole game. It was, like I said, on many levels. Number one, I must commend the Knicks as a team. I thought they would be better, and they were. I thought that Brunson would come back, and he did. And Barrett as well. And I thought, and I told y'all, the more run Cam Reddish gets, the better he's going to be. His talent is undeniable. And the more he stays healthy, and this is where Tibbs' system comes in. The system includes the system and the ethic of being in top physical condition. See, a lot of times a kid like a Reddish will get hurt a lot because they're not in the best condition all the time, or they're not taking care of their bodies the way they should. Under Tom Thibodeau, you're going to do that. You're going to take care of your body. You're going to come in discipline. And he has been healthy. After the shoulder injury he had early, they stuck with him, and he stayed around Tarrytown and worked his tail off this summer. He's in the best shape of his life, and now he's getting his wind up, getting used to playing starters minutes. And I got to tell you, he's probably a permanent fixture in the starting lineup right now because he is playing his butt off. 33 minutes last night, 19 points, tremendous defense. We'll talk more about that. But to me, I got to give big props to Jericho Sims. And last night, if you watched Jericho Sims, now Hartenstein started. Hartenstein played 22 minutes, had 9 boards, 2 points. Sims and Hartenstein were in foul trouble a lot yesterday. He had 4. Sims had 5. Hartenstein had 4. But Sims played 25 minutes, 13 boards, 8 on the offensive end. That's big time. 8 offensive rebounds is huge. That's big time in any NBA game. 11 points. And what I saw last night, now when you see a guy that has the athletic and especially the leaping ability of a Jericho Sims, you expect there to be some rim protection, but it's not as easy as just jumping high. You got to learn positioning. You got to learn where to be. You got to learn how to make the block or intimidate without fouling. And he's 24 years old. Okay. And so this is his second season. You could see the improvement. Again, this is a Tom Thibodeau system dude. He's learned how to rim protect. It was really, really nice to see last night without Mitchell Robinson there. how Sims stepped up and protect the rim and protect the paint the way he did. And he was snatching some tough rebounds that earlier in his career he would have just committed a foul. He was really doing well. He's learning the NBA game. You see, for all players and in different ways, it's the speed of the game. As we mentioned often, it's the speed of the game. They got to pick up that. And then they got, as a five, you got to pick up the defenses. You got to know how to call stuff out. You got to know where you're supposed to be. Like I said, the 5 and the 1 spot are the toughest spots to learn in the NBA. Aside from picking up the physicality, the speed, and all of that. It's happening for him, and it's really good to see, and it's great for our Knicks because we got him locked in, on a deal for 3 years, and he's playing tremendous. Now, what did Tom Thibodeau do? He shortened the rotation, and you know what? It was a smart move. I mean, I know we want to see. I'm Deuce High. I want to see Deuce play. I'm Grimes High. I want to see Grimes play. But as Tom often said, you can't play everybody. Okay, and he was trying to run a 10-man rotation most of the early part of this season here, but he shortened it. He shortened it to 9, and it was really good because you had everybody getting in the rhythm. You had 9 guys that actually played decent minutes and were in the rhythm. So, like for example, Quickly played 26 minutes. Sims played 25, as I mentioned. Obi played 18. Even D Rose played 14, and so they all got run. Okay. And it was good to see. And then they returned to what they had been doing last night. The bench came off with 39 points. So that's the first time they've been close to 40 in a minute. So it was good for all of them. I hate to see Grimes sit, but you cannot play everybody. Okay, it's impossible. Somebody say, I want to see this one. I want to see that one. I understand y'all want to be entertained. So do I. But you can't play more than 9 guys, really, especially now where you're at. Last year, it was frustrating because the 9 guys that were playing were guys that we didn't want to always play, like Alec Burks. Okay, I mean, that starting point guard. But now you got Cam Reddish in there. Now you got Brunson in there. Now you got Barrett in there. And of course, Julius Randle. I have to give him props. I still want to trade him. Okay, some of y'all can't differentiate that. I still want to trade, but 31 minutes, 5 of 11. And why is that important? What he has done recently, and last night was really good. He's not forcing a lot of bad shots, and that he was doing it early in his career and in his Knicks career. He only took 11 shots. He was very efficient. 3 of 3 from the line. He only had 5 rebounds, but they was important rebounds. Now he did still have 4 turnovers, okay? But it wasn't trying to take over the game as if he was a superstar, and he's not. He was playing within himself. And overall, that's what I saw last night from the Knicks. For example, Randall had the penchant to think, he signed the big deal. He's the first guy in this crew in this era to sign a big deal with the Knicks. He's supposed to be the man and blah, 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 blah. And then RJ, everybody's expecting him to make the All-Star leap. Brunson just got the $100 million and he thought he had to be the superstar. Last night, all of that was cast aside for the team. And you can see it. Randall was not, and then of course they had this dinner that Randall called. And they got together. I don't know what was discussed. I don't know what happened. But I would think, based on how they played, that Julius owned up to some things as the leader. That he owned up to some things. And because of that, you can see they were all looser. Cam was and I told y'all from the last game, at least, from the game last night, the Sunday game, even a little, maybe the game before that, they've been trying to include him in the offense early. See, beginning, it's just Brunson, Barrett, and Randall. But you got a Cam Reddish I'm just being honest, he's got more talent than all of them. Okay, he really does. And because of that, if he can realize the peak of his talent abilities as an NBA player, it's like having another all-star on the team. It's like getting a free agent pickup that's an all-star. This kid has got the talent. So, last night, they were again including him. He got 13 shots last night. He was 2 of 5 from 3, 3 of 3 from the line. But look here. There's always Nick killers. on every team. If you've been watching the Knicks long enough, then you know there's Knick killers. There's two major Knick killers on the Jazz. Before Donovan Mitchell even. But there's Kelly Olynyk and Jordan Clarkson. They have killed the Knicks many times. Olynyk goes back to the Boston days, but even in Miami, he did the same thing. Jordan Clarkson, it goes back to even when he played for the Lakers and then Cleveland, come off the bench and kill the Knicks. Last night, for most of the night, Clarkson was being guarded. Clarkson was being guarded by Cam. Clarkson was 5 of 16, 3-11 from the three-point line. He ended up with 15 points, but he wasn't getting nothing last night. And that shut down a lot of what they would be doing. Now, Olynyk still went off. Olynyk had 27. He was really going nuts last night. But he's always a Knick killer. And we know that marketing has been playing his tail off this season so that people are mentioning him for most improved and all that. But the Knicks did a tremendous job. What was the difference in the defense last night? As I mentioned to y'all yesterday, I mentioned the matchup zone and some of y'all just went nuts. But what I'm saying to you is the goal was to keep people out the paint and at the same time be able to defend the three-point line. Now, what I was saying is that generally what you want to do is you want to run guys off the line, right? That's what when you say run them off the line, what does that mean? That means they get ready to shoot and you get to them so fast that they can't get the shot off, right? So they have to get off the three-point line, either pass it or dribble around you. Now, when you got a Mitchell Robinson, you can run them off the line because they got to meet him, right? And that's a problem. But in this scenario, you can't run them off the line, but what you could do is make an obstacle so that they can't dribble by you, but they can't shoot either. Okay. Or it's a difficult shot. And they took a couple of those difficult shots and made them last night, but that's what you want. You want to make them difficult so that they're shooting over somebody, not wide open. And they did a good job. They kept Brunson, and of course Cam from the point of attack. They kept them out the paint for the most part from dribble penetration, and they was trying, and they still got through sometimes, but for the most part, they really kept them out the paint, made a concerted effort to do that. Cam Reddish on defense is amazing. I mean, how many steals did he have? He had a number of steals last night. What did they credit him? They credited him with one, but he got his hands on that length is something else. He uses that length. And with him and Barrett, I knew that they were going to be good. Wait till Mitch Rob comes back. Woo! Wait till Mitch Rob comes back. Some of y'all start tripping because they lose a couple of games as if y'all was expecting them to win a chip this year. No, but they're going to get better as the season goes on. And especially to me, Reddish is a key. Mitch Rob and Reddish, because like I said, to me, Reddish is the most talented player they have, physically talented basketball player. And as he is getting now, you're seeing Reddish, the game is slowed down for him and he's healthy and he's getting minutes. And I'm just telling y'all, in my view, from Duke, even now, I feel like he's better than RJ. He's a better basketball player than RJ Barrett. And that's saying something because I told y'all RJ is the second coming of Jimmy Butler. I still believe that. He's only 22, so he's still coming. But Reddish is better. Talent-wise, Reddish is better. He's a better defender. He's got more talent. And this brother can score butter bean. You know what I mean? Butter bean. So there's that. Now, Quickly has been playing defense on a different level this year. Now, at Kentucky, him and Maxey played high level. You know, you can't play for Calipari if you're not playing some defense at the point of attack. And they both were. But Maxey was the better defender at Kentucky, in my view. Maxey was amazing on defense. So it kind of outshone Quickly at Kentucky. But Quickly could play defense now. But in the NBA, it's a different level. So now I've seen Quickly develop into a different level of defender this year. And now he also, as I said before last night, and even really last night, it's Quickly and Reddish that you're only getting, and now Obi too. I have to put Obi in there. Two-way players, you know, where you're really getting serious production on both sides of the basketball floor. So quickly came in last night, 4 steals, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, 13 points, plus 18. Tremendous defense at the point of attack on Conley. Yeah, he's all that. And then, of course, Toppin. For all y'all, he can't shoot. Y'all finished with that yet? I ain't hearing y'all no more. 3 or 4 from the 3-point line, 9 points, all 3-pointers. All 3-pointers. 6 boards, 4 assists, plus 23. Like I said, the bench came off with 39 points last night. I like it. Now, Hartenstein had a tough road to hoe yesterday. The refs he was getting some ticky-tack foul calls. Like I said, the young man is a hustler. He's a grinder. Like I said, he's not really the starter, but they're doing well with him. I like the way Tibbs did it last night. I like the way he platooned them. That was excellent. Yes, unfortunately, DMP for Fournier, and I told y'all that was coming. I thought it was going to come once Grimes got healthy. He ain't even wait for Grimes to get healthy. He just DMP'd Fournier, and we played better last night. There's no need to mix and match. You got Toppin, Sims, Rose, quickly. Period. Done. Okay? Now, I'm sorry. I like to see Grimes play, but right now, this is flowing pretty good. And it's still going to be a little bit more. You're going to see another disappointment when Mitch Rob comes back because Sims. It's going to be Sims going to lose his minutes. Okay? It's going to be Sims. And you hate to see that, but that's how stacked we are. Seriously. Okay? They stacked. And they just need to play and develop. The Knicks, remember y'all, this is not, the 1997 Chicago Bulls. It's not that. This is not Showtime Lakers. This is a work in progress. Stop expecting with the media that every time they lose, the world's going to end. It's not like that. This is a work in progress. Okay. And so you'll see them have bad nights and you're going to see them have nights like last night. Okay. I still call for 45 wins. I've been telling you that. I did not veer off that. I'm still not. 45 wins or more for the New York Knicks this year. And I'm loving what I'm liking about this. The key for this, for them to go plus 45 is for this continue and Randall. See, that's our problem child. See, he was a leader last night. Didn't demand to shoot the ball. Shared the basketball. Hit the boards. Gave us hustle on the defensive end. I don't know what they said at the dinner, but homie came out to play the right way last night. And that's exactly what I mean when I say play the right way. He came out to play the right way last night. And this is the tease about him. If he can continue to do that, the Knicks could be really good this year. My thing is, though, is that I'm trying to brace myself because I know he's not going to do that every game. I'm not talking about performance-wise. I'm talking about mentally. So, I don't know. But I still would trade him. I would still trade him and start Obi Toppin. I would still do it. Okay? But for now, let's go with what we got. Because it ain't going to happen right now. If there's any trade that's going to be made, it's going to be made at the deadline. Okay? It's going to be made at the deadline. It's not going to be made now. Okay? As teams start to need, they'll start to offer more. And then we'll see what's out there. But for now, we just want to see them continue to gel like this. I love the 9-man rotation. I love the minutes distribution. See, I'd like to get Obi a couple more minutes. He got 18. I'd like to get him into that 22 range. And I believe that's possible. But it's all good. It's all good though. It's all good. It's going to work out. I feel like it is. So tonight is the second night of a back-to-back. This duel, the Utah-Denver game, and they do this, the Knicks, I don't know, at least 10, 15, 20 years, they've been doing this every year. They have to go to play, and it's not always back-to-back, but they got to play Denver and Utah, okay? Sometimes there's a night in between, sometimes it's back-to-back, but it's one of the toughest parts of a Knick road trip every year. And the reason is not just because both of those teams are perennially good, which they are, but the altitude. You got to count the altitude in Denver. You see, the players that play there are used to that. They get used to it. But if you're not, if you're just visiting, the altitude will kill you. Okay. So that's a problem. Now, the Joker is not playing. He's out in health and safety protocols, which helps us a little bit. But I don't want to sleep on them because the Joker's not playing. You understand? We've been bitten like this before. So it's a good opportunity for the Knicks to pick up another road win. If they can win this road game tonight, they are guaranteed to be no worse than 2-3 on this road trip. Okay. And I think if I think I told y'all, if they could go 2-3 on this road trip, this is a grueling one. This is the toughest one of this. Well, one of the two toughest ones of the season. They got another one, a couple of them coming up, one in December and one in March. But if they can go through this road trip and come out 2-3, that's good. That's good. And if they do better than that, they're going to be really good. They're going to be better. And like I said, all bets are off with Cam Reddish. I'm really high, as you obviously can see, I'm very high on him because he's a very important piece to bringing us to that next level. Like you guys wanted Donovan Mitchell. You guys wanted to go get a free agent that can help us. Well, we got a guy. We got a guy. Reddish. Okay. Very important here. Okay. So, let's see what happens tonight. I'm excited for this game. I'm trying to keep cool because the Knicks got into a nice flow last night. And sometimes being on the road sometimes helps a team in terms of camaraderie because they can't, they're all together in some hotel, right? In some city that's not where they live. And, they get to know each other better. And that's why I'm liking the idea that Randall brought them together for the dinner. It was a great move. It helped them as a team. So I like it. I'm liking it. I'm liking the improvements on the defensive end. Let's see if they can continue to do the same thing tonight in Denver in terms of, just like I said, just playing basketball the right way, keeping Denver out the paint, being in the vicinity of the shooters, and let's see what happens, man. I think we're in good shape here, though. But see, the world is not going to end. No, they're not going to lose 62 games. No, they're not going to tank. No, Tibbs is not being fired. Can we chill now? Y'all have a good Wednesday. We'll talk to y'all later. Shalom.